What's up, everyone? I'm coming to you live from the batting cages with Anthony Cuz Gargano for the Wiseguys, where we're about to break down the NFL Week 16 slate. More winners. Anthony, the Wiseguys picks have been fire. It's been ridiculous.
Straight up fire.
Absolute fire. So much winning, I don't even know what to do with myself. I went out and bought this DraftKings festive. Actually, they sent it to me from all the winning. They sent me a Christmas shirt, a Christmas sweater.
I like it. I like the ugly Christmas sweater. It's nice.
Does anybody come to the Gargano Christmas Eve 7 fishes dinner wearing an ugly sweater? Is this a thing?
No, man. No, I don't like that, dude. You've been the man.
They should. I would wear this. I'd be like,
Sure
and they'd be like, who's that weirdo with the shirt? Who's that guy with the sweatshirt? Geek. Who do you think it is?
It's the legend.
All right. It's the man. All right. My man. So here we go. NFL week 16. Thursday night football, Jaguars at Jets. I wanted to get this game in because I don't know. I feel like you got to play. But the Jaguars are 1.5 point underdogs against Zach Milfson and the New York Jets.
Now, it's going to be interesting because of the weather.
Yes, windy.
The weather's going to be nasty. We got that bomb cyclone about to hit. Weather is going to be a big story this whole slate, this whole weekend. Cleveland's going to have nasty weather. Chicago's going to have nasty weather. And tomorrow night, we get that teeth of that storm. The winds are going to be kicking up. So I like the Jets. I mean, I got to tell you, I'm all about New York. I don't know. Listen, you're your squad, so you know your team well. But I think this is a good spot for the Jets. You know, the Jags coming off that amazing win in overtime, pick 6. I think it's a spot where I'd actually make the Jets a play.
Yeah, they're playable here. It will be windy in New York, rainy, a lot of run game emphasis, and in those scenarios, the better defense a lot of times is just a disgusting low scoring affair where defense wins out a little bit, a little home team karma. So, man, I don't know if I want to make it a play, but it just this game absolutely screams Jets cover. I mean, the other thing is the sportsbook is begging you to take Jacksonville. They're putting points on Jacksonville, a team that looks good lately, like a real National Football League team. That's the danger, right? The first look, I was like, this is Jacksonville all day. Or, square thought, like, how could they Jets stink? How could they be favored here? That's why you got to go with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. To me, I said it. I take the Jets. I think it's a play. Yeah, I think there's a bit of a trap. It's a short week. I'm a big believer in the short weeks, right? And I think short week at home against a southern team coming up north into the cold and nasty weather. I mean, listen, sunshine isn't used to that kind of weather in New York. So, and I like the Jets defense. I really do. So all along, I think the Jets can just kind of crowd the box, and I like them. I think they win. I think they cover. I wouldn't even mind putting a little pizza bet action in it because I think you're going to get good value with it.
Could possibly be. And what you're talking about by pizza bet is even maybe pushing this line. I wouldn't go too pizza betty crazy because the Jets even scoring 10 points in a game is a miracle.
Yeah, but they can win by double digits and you can get, 3.5 to 1.
You could definitely get some serious odds on that. So, wow, I love it. I'm glad that we talked about this first game because big play on the Jets. I like it. And one of the themes of this entire season for me has been exactly what you just said. Road Thursday teams, even as favorites, not a good scene. There's the future Aaron Judge in the background, just crushing balls.
That's it. That's my boy. Listen,
crushing balls.
You know what? We're in the cage, man. It's December. It's 16 degrees outside, and we're in the cage hitting, baby.
That's
it's like you and I are in the cage handicapping. My man's in the cage hitting.
It never stops. All right, let's get into the Saturday slate, and this is where the cyclone. Everybody's going to be talking about bomb cyclones. I never heard of a bomb cyclone until like 2 hours ago when I started looking into the weather on these games. We have nor'easters over here. We don't have bomb cyclones. What kind of Midwestern shit is that? Come to New York where we got nor'easters.
That's right. That's right.
I don't know about bomb cyclones, but one thing I've noticed, is every time I refresh the screen, the game totals go down. It's like watching the stock market on a bad
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
Like
they're everybody's pounding the under as well. They should. I mean, look at Cleveland. That to me is a stone under. Chicago is a stone under. You got a lot of wind. It's going to be a horrible day on Christmas Eve day. It's going to be windy, the remnants of snow, rain. It's going to be ugly. That's why you see that line. Just everything's dipping. If you're going to bet unders, you better do it now.
horrific game totals. And let's start with this first game. Atlanta at Baltimore. Baltimore, by the way, you might need to grab this bet right now. I am hearing that that Lamar might not play. Right? Lamar might not play.
Yeah.
Huntley might not play. Like, there is quarterback concerns for the Ravens right now. They're getting 7.5 points at home, taking on Des Ridder and the
Who looked
Falcons.
good last week.
It's all right. All right.
I liked what I saw out of him last week.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, this is a tough spot going on the road at Baltimore. That is not.
And again, it's going to be ugly and the whole thing. Yeah, honestly, to me, it's a stay away. I can't get a good read on that Baltimore team, and I can't get a good read with the quarterback. I mean, that's the whole issue right now. I don't think this is a bettable game.
No, and especially the mystery of Lamar Jackson playing is just throw it out. I got a fantasy football decision to make about starting Lamar. I'm like picking up freaking Daniel Jones, and I might start him over Lamar. Like, that's how desperation it's getting right now. I agree with you. So let's stay away from that game, especially with the mysterious quarterback situation in play. Next up, we've got the Lions at Carolina. And this one's interesting because this is not in the bomb cyclone zone. This is in Carolina. It's nice weather. Lions 2.5-point road favorites in this one. Carolina, Samwise the Scared, looking pretty brave out there the last couple games. Looking all right.
Yeah, I like the Lions. I think the Lions are playing good football. I think their confidence. Notice how well their defense is playing. Their defense is playing a lot better, man. This is a defense that gave up a ton of yards, a ton of points, and they've really battened it down. I hate the Panthers. I hate Darnold. I think we all kind of know what he's about. I know they're playing for a playoff spot in that wretched division. To me, it's Lions or no play.
Yeah, listen, I'm not trusting Sam Darnold ever. It's that simple. So,
no, and I actually like the way the Giants are playing, man. I mean, I like the way the Lions are playing. I think the Lions have a lot of confidence. And again, I keep looking at their defense. Their defense is better than it was, a month ago, and it's going in the right direction.
I just ran the numbers in a previous show on the DFS breakdown for Lions defense, and people assume that they're just they are significantly good against the run. They are one of actually the better teams in the NFL at limiting opposing
they have a good
running
front.
backs.
They have a good linebackers. Their issues is in the secondary. That's where they have a lot of issues. And I'll take Sam Darnold. All right, go ahead. You want to beat me in the secondary? Go ahead, Sam. I like the Lions. Lions are the play here.
I love it. -2.5. All right. Here's an interesting one. I'm going to talk about the total on this game as well. Buffalo at Chicago. Wind cyclone. Bombs are going off in the winds. I don't know what the fuck they have in Chicago. So
30 to 40 mile an hour winds.
That's like a regular day, in Chicago. I don't get it. What's the big deal? It's the windy city. That's what they call it. Crazy winds in Chicago. You know what? They told Justin Fields there was going to be a lot of wind. You know what Justin Fields said? I don't care.
Yeah, I want to run anyway.
He said, "What's that got to do with me? Why are you even telling me this?" He couldn't understand what the reporter was talking about. He's like, "Why are you talking about wind? I don't deal with that." Right? But this has a 40-point total, and Chicago is a horrible defense. 40-point total. And I guess what the odds makers are recalling was how badly Josh Allen played in the heavy wind game against the Patriots last year. Like, this guy couldn't move the ball, and it was just a shitstorm.
Yeah, well, nobody could have moved the ball that game. He didn't play poorly. I take exception to that because actually he went up and down the field in that game. He cut a couple in the win. He just ran into some problems in the red zone. Honestly, Geek, I was impressed after watching Josh Allen in those conditions. So I hear you. I think the total's low, and it's low for a reason because nobody's going to be able to move the ball in the air that way. I mean, it's going to be tough. Allen can cut it through the wind, but it's going to be really tough the way those conditions are. So it's under or no play.
Field goals don't go in 40-mile-per-hour winds.
No.
You don't even bother kicking them. No. They just fly away. So it is tough to score. What about this 8.5-point total? I don't. It's hard to lay a lot of points in a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I mean, I like Chicago, and only because they're gonna be able to run the ball, and they're gonna be able to move the ball, run it. It's gonna be ugly. Anytime you have a weather game, it always favors the underdog. And I got that many points. And I think, remember, they're coming off of the win against Miami at home in that weather game. This is a stone letdown game. I like the Bears. Give me the Bears plus the 8.5. And listen, I make that a healthy play. I think it's a great spot to go against Buffalo. Buffalo can win the game, but I'll take the 8.5. I think I'm going to be inside that number.
I love it. I love the balls of taking Chicago here. I really do.
It's fun. I mean, you and I talk about ebb and flow every week and spots and everything else because that's very real in this league. And after a huge win against Miami, now they got to go on the road to Chicago in horrible weather. Come on. I mean, you already got the division wrapped up. This is the letdown all the way.
I've got a parlay. I've got a teaser coming up in the next couple games that you're going to rip on me for. And I'm looking forward to it. Succa Bet. It's coming up. The Succa Bet.
All right, I can't wait.
It's coming. But before that, I got to tease the audience. We got a Succa Bet. It's coming. But wait. Here's the next one. The lowest total of the year so far, or one of them. And this one's another cyclone volume, bomb cyclone play. New Orleans at Cleveland. I don't know what's going on in the Midwest, right?
Yeah.
Saints leaving the dome. Never a good scene. Right? They're heading out to Cleveland. 3-point road underdogs. 32.5-point total. Make me want to throw up. 32.5. What?
Yeah, but guess what? I lay the under that bad boy. I lay it. I think if it was 22, I'd lay the under.
No.
I think the weather's. Did you see it off the lake? I mean, it's going to be horrendous. And then you got the Saints. No way are the Saints can score in this game. I just don't see it, man. I can't see the Saints scoring. And the Browns aren't going to score either. They're already struggling. The New Orleans good defense. 32.5 is not crazy low. And with that as a backdrop, those two anemic offenses. I mean, we saw last week Cleveland on a decent kind of day, and it was a low-scoring game against Baltimore.
Yes, it was.
And Baltimore's not a great defense anyway.
It's going to be all running game, and basically it's going to be obvious running game from both teams, and that's where it becomes a problem. Listen, both of these teams have okay running game in general. Like the Saints are okay; they got Kamara. Browns have Chubb, and they can do it, but those guys will have a harder time when you can hone in and key in on the run. Yeah. So that is a rough one. I like it. Take the under. What about the spread?
I got no opinion on the spread. I honestly, like, in a game like this where weather's that pronounced, I don't really have a lot of interest in backing the Saints, but I believe in the dog on those games, like I said with Chicago. But in this game, I don't want anything to do with it. I think it's ugly. I mean, I actually would still go under at 32.5, but the problem is we missed it. Like earlier in the week, it was 36.5.
The Sharps got on this one early, but they were paying attention to those weather conditions early. Now, I think it's dangerous to pay attention to weather on Monday for a Saturday. Like, that's dangerous for me. But, we'll see. And maybe this will change. We might find out maybe the bomb cyclone never shows up. Like, we don't know. It's still weather that we're predicting.
The only problem is, again, it's still, you're off the lake. It's pretty ugly, So that's an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel you.
I mean,
All
like
right.
it's suddenly not going to turn into a dome, and it's suddenly not going to turn into any kind of conditions that are good for offenses.
Probably never. Yeah, but again,
It's still December in Cleveland, is my point.
Yeah, it's cold. It's when this is December football, but I caution generally against like overreacting to early week weather reports. Like that shit just changes. And you're like, "Oh no, what the hell?" Like with Buffalo and the over last week where I was able to bet the over live because I was like, Buffalo, Miami, I saw the conditions. It didn't look that bad. I was like, this looks fine.
Yeah.
Let's hit the over on this one.
Yeah, you're
all right.
right.
Here's one of my Succa Bets. Teaser.
You got a Succa Bet.
Piece
Don't mind
one.
me. Daddy's tying my man's shoe right here.
Oh, that's all right, man. Help him. Who's that, Massimo?
Massimo. Yeah, Massimo is my baseball guy.
Nice.
Anthony's my football guy.
Nice. All right, so this next game, cuz we got Seattle at Kansas City. Kansas City at home. I don't know about bomb cyclones in Kansas City. I think they're not involved in that scene. So Kansas City 10-point home favorites in this one. Total of 49 points. This is the DFS play. This game is going to be DFS goodness. One of the very, very few high total games. Kansas City 10-point favorite. You know what? Kansas City's good. Seattle struggling a little bit. They lose Tyler Lockett this past week. They have Kenny Walker, though. He's doing his thing. How do you see this one going down?
I like Kansas City. I like him. I like him to win big. I think at home, I think Seattle's showing you which way they're going. We were on them. I know I was on them last Thursday night.
Yeah, we bet it.
And,
I bet it too.
we again, they're leaking oil. They had a spot at home, which was a great spot for them. And now without Lockett on the road to Kansas City, their defense is gross. I like Kansas City all day. I think Kansas City rolls. I'll lay to 10. And you know me, I don't like to lay a lot of double digits, but I'll lay it here.
So, in my caution for this game, this is leg one of my 6-point teaser. I'm just gonna take it down to 4, and I'm gonna combine it with San Francisco -7. We'll take that one down to -1, and we're gonna bet on these two teams winning their games. So I know it's a Succa Bet, but I'm going to tease this one down because I just cannot feel good about laying 10 ever. Especially, I just don't like it.
I know, but the only problem with a 10-point doing a teaser on a 10-point line.
I know it doesn't pass the 3.
That's bad. Like, it's a bad football number that you're at. That's
It'd
why.
Be better if it was 9.
And you're laying juice, dude. You're laying juice. That's not good.
No juice. I'll find a third leg and get some plus money on this bad boy. No juice for me. Succa Bet. All right.
That's a sucker.
Don't be a sucker. All right. I've got another one for you, cousin. This one's in a dome. We don't have to worry about wind conditions or any of that. The Giants at the Vikings. The Giants are 4-point road underdogs. We've been fading the Vikings like crazy all year. Their fake record and all of that. Giants, can they muster up enough offense to get a win here?
I mean, look, Minnesota's defense is bad. We saw that on display. Yeah, it's a tough spot. We saw the Giants Sunday night against Washington, and I'll be honest with you, I'm just unimpressed by them. I mean, other than Barkley, what do you really have?
That's what they have a hard time mustering up offense because there's no.
I just think Vikings going to score. I like Minnesota. I don't like the Giants. I know Minnesota's a paper tiger, but I'll take the Vikings. I will. In this one, I just think they have too much offense for the Giants to counteract. I don't think the Giants' offenses can just get enough points, to be honest with you.
That's really the question mark in this one. Can they muster up enough? They have to shut down Minnesota, and they really have to figure out a way to score. And we'll see if they could pull it off. But all right, Minnesota's the side here. You want to make that an official side?
Yes, I make an official play.
I like it. Okay. Next up, we got the Bengals at New England. Winter, December, New England, +3. Patriots looked pretty good. Obviously, the stupid play at the end of the game last week aside, they look pretty good. I took the Raiders in that game, got a little bit lucky at the end with that silly boneheaded play. But listen, the Raiders could have still won that game. That was, it's still going overtime. It was a -1, so the winner was covering that bet. But it was a fun way to cash a bet. I'll tell you right now. What New England's reeling off of that loss though. Bengals in town, road favorites. Bengals. So what do you see? How do you see this one going down?
I like New England in this game. I look at it. It's at home, and here's what the matchup is. And this is why I like the Patriots, because I think the Patriots defense, their front seven, can collapse on that Bengals offensive line. It's going to be tough conditions to throw in, really, really cold. If the game was like in a dome or decent weather, I might feel differently. It's going to be cold. It's hard to get your passing game in that sense. And then you got to go up against a nasty front. And I think the Patriots front's really good. So I think the Patriots are live as a 3-point dog. I think they win the game.
Yes. I love it. I'm 100% with you on this one. New England can stop the run. They are the best team in the National Football League at stopping the run outside of maybe San Francisco. Cincinnati not going to probably be able to lean on Mixon here. And the Bengals have been a team that if you can get to the quarterback and you can sack him, they have some offensive line concerns. I love New England here at home, and I totally agree with you. I would be on the New England side +3. I like to be +3.5. Give me that little half.
It's just that front, man. The Patriots front should be able to collapse the Bengals offensive line. That's still fouling them, man. They still can't protect Burrow. So you can still get to them. They're still vulnerable. And I think the Patriots that's a plus unit. So I'd like the Patriots front, and I think that's going to be the key to the game.
I love it. 100% on board with that one with you. All right. This next one, the Titans lost the quarterback for the season. He's gone. Tannehill, IR. I know you've been out and about all day. Breaking news. No Tannehill. The Texans are going into Tennessee as 3-point road underdogs. Obviously, the Texans played some teams well the last couple of weeks. They showed a little signs of life, almost won a game or two. Now they go into the Titans. The Titans have the number one, they don't have the number one. They have a solid running back in Derrick Henry going up against the worst or second worst ranked rush defense in the league in Houston. And with Malik Willis at the helm, even more running going on. Malik's going this way. Derrick Henry's going that way. They don't know where the rush is coming from.
Yeah, what line do you have right now? Because I love Tennessee.
Tennessee -3 right now.
Yeah, I love Tennessee in this game.
Give the old refresh. These numbers are changing by the second. Yeah,
I think it's a double XL bet too. I like him a ton. I like Willis. I like what I saw from Willis. Willis is going to be able to move. He's going to run. They're going to be too physical up front for Houston. I like him, man. I like him a lot. I think you're getting a huge value with Tannehill out against this Texans team that's no good, particularly defensively. Give me Houston all day long. Give me Tennessee all day long.
I'm gonna get let me get the Sharp app loaded here, and I'm gonna check the line movement. I want to see what this line was before he came out. Just curious. Here, and let me see here. Okay, Tennessee. I'm just gonna check the line movement. I want to see where this one opened, how much line movement we actually got, because sometimes. Oh yeah, okay, 6.5, and I guess rumors were floating. It opened at +8.5. This is why this is such a sharp bet, guys. This opened at +8.5. Now, and it's now all the way down to +3, which means, with the news, it's pushing it down, but the sharps have been betting this thing down anyway. So, that's a pretty big move for a loss.
Too much of an overreaction.
Yeah, pretty big move. A little bit of an
overreaction.
I love it.
Sometimes you have that. You might go, oh, the line, but then you have an overreaction from the betting market. And I actually really like Tennessee in this game. I just think Tennessee's going to be able to move the ball with Willis. This is a good spot for him.
I can't wait to hear what you say about the Eagles, but we got to talk about Washington at San Francisco first. And this is leg 2 of my Succa Bet teaser. Succa Bet teaser. That's what we're calling it. San Francisco wins this game because they're -7. You're not losing to. They're at home. You're not losing to Washington. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't like teasers, so you know that.
I think you can lay the 7 and no problem. But I'm just like, I like winning.
I don't really like. I'll be honest with you. I really don't like the game. I mean, I don't. I mean, I don't think it's a. I think there's a bit of a Succa Bet in there. I think they're trying to bait you to take the Niners. And I wouldn't. I'm not quick to dismiss Washington. I kind of like Washington with the points a little bit.
Listen, we're going to be on the. Look, I'm not. I'm teasing it.
I mean, I wouldn't bet it, but I definitely wouldn't bet Niners. If I had to play it, I play Washington. I like Washington more than you do. I thought they got ripped off last week. I think they're going to move. I think they can. I mean, I look at – listen, I love the Niners. I've been on them the whole year. I just think this is a shady line. I think this line – I thought it would come in more like around 8 or 9, certainly over that football number. I think they're trying to bait you into taking San Francisco.
Look at me. I'm a fish on hook. We got a geek on the hook.
I got a geek. Throw him back.
It's too late. I'm a fish on. That's it. I'm in on it.
All right, I'll root for you because I'm going to sit this one out. I'll root for you.
I'm teasing it. With Kansas City. Give me the pairing. Get the numbers lower. We're going to win that bet. No problem. All right. Here we go. Eagles. Gardner Minshew. At the helm.
Don't be a heretic.
No, but listen. Gardner to Godwin.
God. Please don't say that.
The holy combination.
He's not holy about it.
To Goddard, who comes back this week. Goddard.
Yeah.
The holy. This is a pairing. I need a
third
guy.
I do like Goddard and DFS.
Yes. This game, 47-point total. The Eagles are 5-point road underdogs with obviously the loss of Jalen Hurts, probably changing this from a pick'em to the +5. It was a pick'em before.
Is it 5? Because I've seen 4.
It's currently at 5, but it could be 4.5 on some books. The consensus is 5 right now.
Okay.
It went all the way to 6, overreacted, came back down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like when the first move hit, it was 6.5. You could have gotten a really good number.
Yeah. I don't like the Eagles in this game. I'm not a Minshew guy. I don't believe in Minshew. I know everyone loves the backup quarterback. Stash. I heard it all week. Stash. And look, he's good. Nick Foles. I think it's a good spot for the Cowboys, to be honest with you. And I loathe the Cowboys. You know that.
I know you hate the Cowboys.
It's actually a good spot for them. Coming off that game last week, it's the Eagles' 3rd straight road game, and they've already beaten Dallas once. Dallas is the more desperate team. They got to win the game. I think it's a spot for the Cowboys. To me, I would not bet the Eagles.
You're not a bet against the Eagles guy, but would you lay the 5 here for Dallas?
I wouldn't, but I would say that you should.
All right. Cuz is contractually obligated to never bet against the Eagles.
No, I don't. Listen, I can keep it real with you guys.
No, that will never happen.
No, but if I don't like the Eagles.
Weirdly, I do kind of like the Eagles +5. I don't know. I don't think that Dallas beat them by that much. And maybe it's the Succa. I don't know.
Here's why. Because listen, Minshew can't move. All right. Like, listen, I'm worried about Parsons to be turnovers. He does not. Contrary to what I hear from everybody else, I don't think he has a good arm. So I don't like him. I think it's a bad spot for him. And I think everybody's going to talk themselves into playing him. And I think it's a mistake.
Definitely a lot of people are already talking about, I'm already getting questions. Should I play Gardner Minshew or Derek Carr this week in fantasy? I'm like, I don't know. It's a tough one. Playing Derek Carr. Speaking of Derek Carr, another crapola wind cyclone game here. The Raiders are at the Steelers, Pittsburgh. It's going to be windy. It's going to be bomb cyclone-y over there in Pittsburgh. 38.5 point total. The Raiders are underdogs to the Steelers here to the tune of 2.5 points. Underdogs to the Steelers. What? Trubisky at the helm?
Well, there is talk that Pickett may play.
Oh, all right. Well, is that any different?
I saw a report that Pickett may play. I got news for you. I love the Steelers.
What?
Love
oh, no.
the Steelers.
Oh, no.
Yes, and I think the Steelers will be a pizza bet as well.
No.
A double-digit piece.
Oh, my God.
Yes, and, listen, this is a horrible story today, and I don't even want to put it in the equation, but it's going to be an emotional night Saturday night because of Franco. The passing of Franco Harris.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not factoring. I mean, it's
going to be emotional. It's an emotional night. I'm telling you. I love them. I love the way Pittsburgh's playing. I think they're playing much better. I love the Steelers in this game. I think the Steelers are going to beat the Raiders all day long. I think it's a great play. Probably my favorite play of the day.
What? Oh, this one's gonna make me sick to pull the trigger on. I never turn down a Cuz pizza bet, but I'm telling you, right? I'm just saying from this one, I don't feel gross.
You're a non-believer, man. You're a non-believer.
No.
You didn't believe me on Monday night.
No, I did. You know what? I played it in a teaser, Succa Bet, because I didn't believe that they would cover the number, and they did. You're right. I was worried about it, though. I'm not, because of course
they were. That game was like they were never not covering that game.
I thought the back door was in play. I really did. It was like because it was the Packers, right? They never get up by enough to make me feel good. So I was worried. And for those of you guys who don't know, of course, Cuz calls me up on Mondays. The Packers, betting Packers, pizza, and I'm like, what? You're laying 7.5?
I like the Packers. They win by 10.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, do I have to lay that many points? But of course, it comes through as always. I didn't feel great about it, but I bet it. Come on, man, tell me to bet it. I'm going to bet it. Right? All right. You know what's up. All right. Sunday slate, Christmas Day.
Yes.
Feeling good. I'm filled. My stomach's got 7 different fishes in
there.
Your
pockets are full. Your belly's full.
All the money.
Santa's leaving cash.
I'm giving my kids gifts based on the winnings from the bets we got on Saturday.
Right.
That Raiders money, right, to gift certificates to the kids, right? But we still have a beautiful 3-game slate on Sunday. I'm excited to play it in DFS, even if these games actually on paper are pretty shitty. But the one exciting game of the slate, the first one, Packers at Miami. And because, again, Miami home, 4-point home favorites, 49-point total on this one. I love Miami. I need you to like them too.
Yeah, I do too. I like Miami. But I like Miami too. I like them. We saw Green Bay, right? And, look, I liked it because I thought it was the spot because the Rams can't. Look, the Green Bay had no pass rush, right, all year. And they wind up sacking Mayfield 5 times, 6 times. And that's what I thought would happen. But Miami can protect. The Packer defense is a paper tiger. I know it's Rodgers. He still doesn't look great. I like the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins.
Yeah,
Dolphins clearly in this game.
Yeah, the Dolphins at home, no weather concerns. Packers on the road. Dolphins have offensive weapons galore. They can score quickly.
Quiet your feet.
I love it, Coach. Let's do it. I love Miami.
His feet are. He's got to quiet them down.
You got the happy feet over there. He's got the
his feet. Come on, man.
There we go. All right. Denver at the Rams. Turd fest. 36.5 pointer. Denver 2.5 point road favorite. I don't know who the quarterback. I think Russell Wilson will be back.
Yeah, I like Denver. I don't even care if the quarterback is, because again, I just think the Rams can't protect. I sound like a broken record sometimes with the offensive line thing, but it's such an advantage
The most
when you got guys that can't protect. Look at Baker the other night. He had no time. He couldn't do anything.
How many sacks does Denver get in this game?
5.
I bet that number. All right, I agree with you. I think Russell Wilson returns for this game. The Rams are terrible, and they're particularly vulnerable to good defense. Some teams can play against a good defense, like the Eagles. They're fine. The Rams, the minute you have a good defensive line, because that offensive line is so compromised, it just becomes a nightmare. So yeah, I agree with you. The Rams 2.5 point road. I mean, you're laying 2.5, and you're like, okay, no problem. Even though Russ cooks with rotten ingredients, and I'm sick of him too.
Yeah, I agree.
Sick of him. But
I'll take Denver.
Yeah, I'll take Denver. And they don't even have a fucking run. It doesn't even matter. Take Denver. Bucks at Arizona, 40 points. By the way, this is the 3-game slate, for Sunday in DFS, and there's one good quarterback, Tua, and no one else.
Yeah, no good.
There's only one guy on the entire slate that could cross 18 fantasy points in a game.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. No, listen, I can't like anybody in that game. I guess it's Tampa or nobody, but because
7.5
Arizona's terrible. But I mean, it sucks. That's the Christmas night game because we all want to sit there and we want to bet it, but I can't give you a side.
'Tis the season for bad football.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I look at that game. I can't in good conscience give you a side on it. I mean, look at Tampa, how bad they look. They blew that lead to Cincinnati. I'll be honest with you. I could talk myself into Arizona in this game.
I'm just going to ask you a question because I'm sitting here right now. I don't even know who the quarterback is for Arizona. I'm an encyclopedia of football. I don't even know. Who is the quarterback now?
Colt McCoy.
Did he got hurt? I don't know who.
I guess he's going to come back and play. You know what I mean? They're horrible.
I like Arizona a lot more if Colt plays, but if the third string guy comes in,
no, he was horrible.
Yeah. So if Colt is out, that is a disaster for them. And Tom Brady is
the last I saw, it looked like he was. Now again, it's so soon. It's we're doing this Wednesday night, and there's a lot of talk that he's going to play. I had Garofalo on, and it looks like he's going to play. But again, that's just a lousy game, dude. Just a bad game.
And Brady beating anybody by 7.5 is a big ask as well. Yeah. So I don't they're not putting up a lot of points this year. I am not betting that game. I ain't teasing it. I'm not teasing it. I'm not touching it. I don't want it. I don't know who wins. I got nothing on that one.
Yeah.
Final game of the weekend. The Chargers. This is a surprising line as well, because this is a little surprising. The Chargers at the Colts, 4.5 point road favorites. Are you ready for this? Big Dick Nick at the helm. Wait, did I say? Well, I need to watch my language. I'm in the. I'm broadcasting in the batting range. Big Richard Nicholas. Rich Nicholas.
It was big news here in Philadelphia because Nick Foles, man, is still God.
He's a hero.
He's God, not the other dude. The other dude's Minshew.
Well, if you played Goddard to Minshew to Goddard last year in that game when he came in as the replacement quarterback and you won $1 million, you would, and it was $1 million play last season.
Wow.
Then you would be singing a different tune. You'd be singing singing the praises.
Yeah, you're right. Nick won me a Super Bowl, so I still sing his praises. Minshew, that was a game against the Jets. You and I, we watched it. We talked about it. You could take Gardner. I like Nick, but in this game, no magic. I like the Chargers. I think Chargers playing good football. I think after that, how does Indianapolis come back after that, blowing that lead? I don't think they can. I'll take the Chargers. and I'll cruise to a 10-point win.
Chargers are one of my absolute favorite plays of the weekend.
We agree.
The Colts not having Jonathan Taylor is a big deal. Okay. Zach Moss and Deion Jackson are not Jonathan Taylor.
No, and then look what happened after the game. Like, how do you come back after that game?
No, it was that was how is Matt Ryan always part of those fall aparts?
Yeah, I know. And interestingly, when he was in college at Boston College, he was a clutch guy. He was a guy that was always clutch.
I think it's unlucky variance for poor Matt Ryan, but he will always forever be remembered for the collapse in the Super Bowl, and now the worst collapse in NFL.
Yeah, I mean that
history.
was really Shanahan, but whatever.
Yeah, but nonetheless, the worst collapse ever. That was a fun game to watch. And I think, what was it? I think I had a bet on the other side of that game. I think we covered a bet on that one too and got a little lucky. What's that?
I'm telling the little guy to put his sweatshirt on.
There we go. Heading out. So, all right, that'll do it for the Wise Guys NFL Week 16. This is the last Wise Guys, I think, of the regular season. Next week, vacation week. Are you around next week?
We'll sneak one in.
Oh, all right. That's what I'm talking about. Let's keep it going.
I can't let you down. So
I don't want to pull you off of Florida or Bahamas or wherever you are.
No. I'll be here in Jersey.
I'm in New York. I'm not going anywhere. I got games. I'm like, people have vacation.
Put your sweatshirt on.
Working more than ever here. So, all right, that'll do it. We got a bunch of plays on this week. We're going to make a lot of money this weekend.
We are. Love you, buddy.
Rolling in it. All right,
Happy
I'll see you guys
Hanukkah.
next time. My man, we'll see you next time on another Wise Guys. Take care, everybody.